Hey guys, welcome to Crawl Unchained. So I've decided it's time for me to start learning how to use the ship designer in this game. I've seen a few videos of people working on their ship, so I have a little bit of a basic understanding of how it works, but I'm nowhere near comfortable enough to start working on my own ship right away. Now, I've already seen comments from people both on YouTube as well as the Steam forums where people say things like, I didn't know I needed a PhD to play this game. Now, I don't have a PhD, and I'm also not a 3D modeler nor a game developer. I still managed to teach myself how to use Adobe Premiere, which is the software I'm using to edit my videos, and I taught myself how to use every other ship designer I've used in previous games, as well as, scrap mechanics, which scrap mechanic can actually get pretty complicated at times. Some of the more complex builds, they can feel overwhelming at times. So anyway, if there's one thing I've learned over the years is that when you want to learn something that has a huge learning curve, it's best not to rush anything. Just take baby steps. Learn the basics, then mess around with the basics, and get comfortable with them. Then start working on a basic project, something very easy to start with. Now, once you got it working, just add a little bit to it, get into the slightly more advanced stuff, but one thing at a time. Just learn one thing at a time until you're finally comfortable enough to take on a bigger project. Now, trying to go straight for the big project without knowing anything about the ship designer in this game would be a recipe for failure. You and I would just get overwhelmed and probably quit halfway through. So in this video, I'm just going to hop into the ship designer and I'm going to familiarize myself with the user interface. That's my goal for tonight. That's my goal for this video. All I want to learn right now is just the user interface. So basically, every button I see on my screen, I'm going to click on it and I'm going to see what happens. Hopefully, as I do that, I'll be figuring what's what, and as I figure it out, you'll be figuring out with me. So, or at least that's the goal. My hopes is that by the end of this video, I'm going to feel a lot more comfortable using these tools, and you'll be too. Now, that being said, let's just get this thing started. Alright. Yeah, no, I don't want to start. Okay. So we're just gonna click absolutely everything and see what it does. And hopefully by the end of this, we will be more familiar with the interface and we'll be able to start working with it. So right off the bat, if I just move the mouse, it just moves the cursor, but if I right click, I can turn the camera around. So to move the camera, I need to hold right click, which is pretty much standard. If I left click, I can click and drag a box, probably to select multiple things. So that's good to know. Asset browser, what is this? Oh, okay, so this just toggles this window on and off, easy enough. Toolbox, same thing for the toolbox here. Tool options, what does that do? Oh, okay. So every action that I do gets logged in here. So I can probably control Z and undo every action that I did. So now you see that little arrow, which probably, yeah, it says reverted. So as I clicked or pressed Control Z, they all eventually got that blue arrow, which is the undo arrow. So that's useful, I guess. It's new. It's not something I'm used to. It's not something I've seen in other editing softwares before, or in any other interface before. But I guess it could have its uses. I could probably close it there. I don't know how to reopen it now. Okay, that's funny. Multi-user undo. Yeah, okay. So it's right here. All right. So I can close it and reopen it from here. This does the tool options. I don't know what this tool options thing is. I guess we'll find out later. What is this here? Materials. Okay, so I guess if I want to paint my ship, I would use this window. That's just a guess here because these look like colors. Oh. So they're actually different materials. It's not just... Okay, so it's not just a paint, it's just the material that I'm building the ship out of. I can use different materials, and they all have their own properties. We'll set it to that for now. Use electronics, so no, I probably can't build a frame out of this. Anyway, we'll close this one for now. That was the materials here. Scene view. Not sure what this is. I can't move it. I can make it, okay, scene view. But yeah, I can't figure out what it's for. Not yet anyway, so we'll close it. Properties, okay, so that's this window right here. YOLOL script. So, okay, no active chip. So, I guess if I want to write a YOLOL script, I can write it in this window if I have an active chip on the ship, which would make sense. Building budget. Okay, so that's good to know as well. I've seen that in a video that I just watched actually. So this tells you like the maximum amount of everything that you can put on it. So I can put 31,000 bolts on a ship. I can put cables, pipes, and ducts. 10. This doesn't really make any sense to me. I see people like running cables all over ships. So I don't know what counts as one cable, but I guess if it's all connected together and it loops back onto itself, it counts as one, maybe. Lamps, I'm not familiar with those yet. Transponders, obviously, that, you know, it helps you find your ship. Warheads, probably for, it's probably bombs. So that's for PvP, weaponry, 120. I don't think I can have 120 weapons on one ship, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. It would be cool to have a ship with that many weapons. Oh, main flight computers. That would be the thing that people call the MCU or MFC. Yeah, MFC and FCU are two things that I hear people talk about a lot. So main flight computer, I can actually have 5 of those, but why would you want 5? Redundancy, maybe? I don't know. Objects. Not sure what counts as an object and what doesn't count as an object, but I guess we'll find out later. Voxel volume. Voxel, that would be like the geometry, probably. Max cargo volume. Okay, that's quite a lot. Can I make this thing bigger? No, I can't. Huh. And decal coverage. Decal, those are just like letters that you can put on your ship. So we just did the building budget. Paint colors. Okay, so that's the paint color thing. Earlier it was the materials, now it's the paint colors. So, okay. Simple enough. Material cost. Aha. I do have to say, right now, Who knows? Maybe we'll find a use for that window later. Virtual mass. Custom mass. Oh, okay, so I guess I could set a maximum mass for a ship that I'm building. Who knows? Thruster field name tool. Okay, I saw the guy in the video that I watched before coming here. He had a problem with his thrusters. They wouldn't fire up. They were connected and everything, but then he said something about them not being named, so he opened up a window, probably this one here. He just clicked on name all device fields, clicked on that multiple times, then he closed it, went back to it, and the thrusters were now named and they were connected. So I guess they have to be named to be connected for some reason. We'll find out more about this when we're actually working on a ship later. Save changes, obviously, that's self-explanatory. Remove the selected modules and entities. So I guess I could, you know, how come I can't box select anymore? Oh, probably this. Okay, so I box select something, and then I can use this to remove it. Undo and redo. Obviously, these are self-explanatory. These are undo and redo. I mean, everybody knows what they're for. Create a new module from selected modules and entities. So I guess I could probably stack up a bunch of things together, a bunch of parts, and then select them and click on this, and it would fuse it all together as one module, maybe. I mean, that's my guess right now. I could be wrong. We'll find out at some other time. Attach selection to a set module. Yeah, I can't really figure this one out right now. Test mode F5. Okay, so I saw, yeah, the guy in the video constantly said F5 to test. So he could, you know, fly around with his creation. He was pressing F5, so that's where the button is for it. And he did use this as well to show whatever was not bolted in, and it did help while troubleshooting issues. So this will just show you what you need to bolt in, what's not properly bolted in. Show spaceship orientation. I'm not sure. It's probably showing like the front of the ship and the back. Yeah, okay, so it pretty much describes it right there in the description. Transform mode global. So I'm not sure what this is for. I mean, we do have the move tool right here. So I don't know what this does. We'll find out when we're actually working on a ship. Auto snap. Okay, so this toggles snap on and off. Alright, simple enough. So here, these would be all the parts that you can put on your ship. So if I open up the beam folder, then I have angle beams, corner beams, intersection beams, special. What would be a special beam? Okay. It's a beam with an elbow in it. Straight beams, I mean, self-explanatory right there. Decorative plates. Actually, instead of rotating the camera around, I could just place it down, then use the rotate tool and rotate it around. I know how to do this because Scrap Mechanic has a very, very similar way of working with this. Now, if I'm not mistaken, the X here should remove it. Yeah, okay. What do you look like? It's the same thing, just different orientation, I think. Yeah, okay. Okay, they can only move like 90 degrees. They don't rotate very smoothly. They don't rotate smoothly. Huh. Oh wow, I can actually pop it back in and out. So if I right click, it disappears and I can work with this one. If I right click again, it pops it back in. So I can start using it again. Huh. Alright. But I wanted to kind of like, okay, so if I left click beside it, it deselects it. So left click to select, left click beside it to deselect. And I can pop this, you know, on and off by right clicking. And these pieces right here, I have a feeling I'm going to be using a lot of these. They look actually like really nice, so I'm going to be using these on my ships for sure. For sure. Oh yeah, for sure. These look really nice. Alright, so let's just move on, okay? So we know we have decorative plates, thin floor. Okay, well that's enough. Devices. Okay, so cargo, self-explanatory, controls, buttons, levers, panel base, pilot chair, progress bar. So, hang on. Yeah, okay. So this is the kind of thing that's on the starter ship, the laborer. We have like these little screens in the ship for batteries and generator power, stuff like that. You know, I guess you can probably program it to show any information you need from any of the devices on your ship. Tools, okay. Lasers, that's for mining, or a designator. Okay, sends out the laser ray. The torpedo laser sensor you can use to home. Okay, so that laser is how you determine the target for your torpedoes. Mining laser, self-explanatory. Ore collector. I'm guessing if you have a mining laser, you need ore collectors as well, because you're not gonna get out of your ship to mine on your own. Range finder, yeah, okay, self-explanatory there. Tractor beam, self-explanatory. Rail cannon, that's a weapon. Okay, so this is like the a mount for the utility tools. That's the second version of it, and that's a mirrored version of it. Okay. Weapon mounts, launcher support. These are all, yeah, okay. And these are the weapons themselves. Wow, there's quite a big selection of weapons. No, it's not a big selection. So, rail cannon, barrel, body, magazine. Okay, so they're just like separate parts. Oops. Plates, where these are easy to, like, that's the plating of your ship, obviously. And windows, decals, easy enough. Cables, pipes, and bolts. Oh, okay, so I can actually hide them. Or I can lock them. So I'm guessing if I lock them, then they can't be modified while they're locked, which is a good thing. So if you're satisfied with your cable arrangement, you don't want to be doing any more modifications to them. You just lock it in place and you can't just do any accidental mistakes with it. My modules, these would be modules that I created myself and are saved in here. Spaceship modules. Okay, so I can actually build a ship out of modules that are here as well. Okay, good to know. Alright, so all that's left for us to go through is the toolbox here. So this is self-explanatory. So I'm just gonna put, actually I'm gonna put a module. We haven't messed around with modules, so let's just go with, yeah, whatever. Let's just go with this. So movement tool, this is the same as the scrap mechanic world editor. So guess, okay, so I can move with WASD. W is forward, D is backwards, left and right with A and D, and I can turn the camera with the right clicking. So yeah, I can't go up or down. There's got to be a way to go up and down. Oh, okay. All right, I just figured it out. So if I press and hold spacebar and then move the mouse, it's gonna pan the camera like this. So it's gonna lock it in this direction, but I'm going up. If I move the mouse down, I'm going up. If I move it up, I am going down. If I move it left and right, it goes like this. So yeah, okay, I figured it out. So hold space bar for this. So yeah, so you got your arrows, your movement arrows. You just select the arrow that you want to move. And I saw the video that I was watching. If I hold shift, I can hold shift and then move, and then it copies the part that I'm interacting with. So yeah, let's just delete these. Oh wow, okay. Let's do it this way instead. This is selection tool, obviously. You just select stuff, so I can select the whole thing by doing this, and then movement tool, go like this. This is bolt. Okay, so that's the bolt tool. So if I wanted to place bolts in here, it's not even working. Why not though? Like I don't get it. Why not? Huh. Okay, so I can put bolt in this middle beam here. I can actually put bolts, but and if I just hold right click and then hover my mouse over those bolts, it removes them. Okay, so it's red here, but it's green here. So I can't here because it doesn't bolt to anything. So it would just be like a bolt going through this piece, which is completely useless. If I put it here, then it's actually bolting in that beam, so that's actually useful. So here there's an auto bolt. Haha. Okay. So I just clicked on this and then I left click on this, and you know it bolted everything. So it puts the amount of bolts that it needs, I'm assuming. What if I click on show detached? Okay, so there's a part here that's detached. It's not attached. So how about I take this. There you go. Now it's done. Alright. What's this? Cables and pipes. Okay, so tool options, that's what this is for. So I can choose between pipe and cable. So it's the same tool to do pipes and cables. So if I choose pipe, then I can run pipes along here. But I guess it puts it on the inside. How come I can't see it? Oh, I don't have anything selected, so yeah, so now I can see it. Alright, so that's how this works. I'm gonna go back to selection tool. Okay, so this shows durability, so let's put another. No. So normally you'd connect pipes and cables through these connecting points here to connect whatever is seated on this side. So, durability. Well, not sure what this is supposed to do. What's this? Snap. Snap tool helps to align objects properly without the risk of gaps or collisions. A selected object can be moved against another one by selecting its snap point and matching it with the target's object snap point. Okay, I guess this will come in handy when trying to connect hard points like these. Okay, so I could create a socket through here. And then, okay. So now there's a socket here and there, so I could whoops, I deleted it by accident, but so now if I had a pipe or a cable running on this side, I could bring it here, so go connect to that, and I could take it back on the other side and run it on this side, so the cable would be going through the wall or through whatever. So here's the paint tool, obviously. So if I want to paint this, yeah, easy enough. Why this is yellow, I have no idea. Alright, that's the auto bolt. I don't know why, like, this is durability mode, ship's vulnerable parts. It says it highlights vulnerable parts, so these might be it, maybe, I don't know. So if I use the bolt tool, did that change anything? No, I still have. Warning part likely to fail if a collision occurs near it. So you're asking me for more bolts then. What? What am I supposed to do with this? So basically it was telling me that I shouldn't have bolts there because I removed them and now it's like it's better. It doesn't want these bolts there either. Yeah, there's no longer a problem anywhere. Okay, that's weird. The problem was that it had bolts. Go figure. So the socket, we've got that covered, got that covered, got that covered. Material. I don't know why there's like a material screen here and here. We can access it from both. I don't know why. Whatever. And the weld tool is used to attach beams together. So by clicking on this, it attached all these beams together. Anyway, I mean, we've gone through the entire interface here, so I'm feeling comfortable with the interface now. I know where to find, like if I want to add a piece to my ship, I select it here. If I want to open and close windows, I select them here. If I want to save, I do that here. Delete, undo, redo, all of these things. That's fairly easy. I want to know what's not connected. I click on this. I want to test my ship. I click on this. Yeah, there's not much to test here though. I just broke it. Okay, so I'll press F5 again. I'm probably going to spend most of my time using the toolbar or the toolbox right here. So, and movement is pretty straightforward as well. It's pretty easy. So that's pretty straightforward. So this first video of the ship designer is complete. Now in the next video, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and build a very basic ship. I want to build a box that can fly and that has, you know, basic functionality. If I can make that happen, then from there I'm gonna start working on the ship that I would actually use in game. I know now I'm feeling comfortable with the interface, so hopefully you guys are too. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. You guys take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya!